Can Honorable Kyagulanyi win? Yes. Only if you vote in big numbers. Young people, I repeat, go vote. Don't think about rioting. Tell them change is possible, and tell them change is you. Change is your vote. So Bobi Wine is a bigger threat to NRM. Many NRM members, many governmental members, they will not understand. But the president, deep within him, he knows, because that's the way he was. Because they are not limited. There are places where General Muntu has gone door to door, and Bobi Wine has not been able to go door to door. They cannot allow him. He's the biggest threat they ever have. His words are revolutionary. His words can overthrow the government. So the government has to put a barrier in the realm of the spirit. At the time of President Yoweri Museveni, his administration, his regime, it's coming to an end. Now, it could be during this election. It could be in the next election. It could be anything. So don't jump to conclusion and attack him and use my words. I'm just telling you what I hear in the realm of the spirit. Somebody could say, isn't that obvious? He's becoming old. He can still rule until he cannot speak anymore. We saw what Mugabe did. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I have a special message to Uganda. Uganda is the country where I come from. And God has been speaking to me about Uganda. Mainly the political situation that is happening in Uganda. I've not come out to say this because of the political violence or the election. I've come out to say what I'm going to say because it's a conviction God has given me, and it has been a burden for weeks because I didn't want to get involved in whatever is happening. But because God has spoken, each day the burden has been developing, the burden has been growing, and I've decided to come and give the mind of God in Uganda. Thank you so much for joining me. If it's your first time to join me, may you click the subscription button and the bell button to get the notification. I'm called Pastor Adams, and welcome to Awaken. Now, normally I'm here to preach the gospel. I don't do this. Probably this is my first time or my last time. I can only do it when God gives me something to say. I don't listen to other people. This is not anybody's opinion. This is the mind of God and partly my opinion. And I believe I'm going to be able to contribute to what is happening and what is going to happen in our nation. You can follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Periscope. You can follow me on Instagram. And if this video speaks to you and blesses you, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow and follow and follow and share this video. Distribute it to as many people as possible because I believe it will bless somebody. I saw young men picked from streets. I saw young men picked from homes. I saw young men being kidnapped. I saw many people losing their lives. I saw many people being beaten, tortured over this election. Now you might say, it's not talking something new, because that is already happening. More is going to happen. More. It's just the beginning. Whatever you saw is just the beginning. But God has given me the grace to come before you to tell you what's going to happen, for you to choose. Whatever I'm going to say, I'm not inciting violence. Actually, I'm against violence, and I encourage people not to get involved in violence. I saw a man saying he has plan B. In what I'm going to say, I'm going to mention names every now and then because it is important for you to know. And then I saw a man saying he has a plan A. And this man was saying, I only have a plan A. Let's follow this plan A. And I saw another man saying, I have plan B. Let's not follow plan A. Now, plan A involves voting. Plan B, I'll explain what I saw it meant. Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi, he has plan A. He has been accused of inciting violence. Yes, maybe his words are stirring up, young men to rise up. And that could be a crime. That could be his crime. He has been accused of planning to start a war or to disrupting the nation. He has been accused of getting help from nations to disrupt our, the Ugandan, the country, Uganda as a country. Most of those is not true. Bobi Wine, what I saw, he wants to go into this election and wins it. He has no any other option, regardless of what he says. He's hoping that maybe people will rise up in case the votes are reached, in case he wins and the government refuses to give up power. I saw him having the possibility of winning. But the question is, if he wins, can the power be peacefully given to him? I see a certain fraction saying we're not giving him power, regardless of what. But you want him to win, because when he wins, he's on a safe side. When he wins, it's better for you to win and you say, I won, but they've not given me power, than you losing and you say, the election was not fair. Because when you lose and you say, the election was not fair, you are disadvantaged, even though you have a lot of evidence. But when you win and you say, they're not giving me, they're not handing over power, you are at more advantage. So, I saw a man called Dr. Besigye saying he has plan B. His plan actually is to sensitize Ugandans to stand and take back their country. He doesn't have a plan B that is there. But the challenge he has started plan B in a situation, in a period where people want solutions, where people want to see change. So anybody will rise up and tell them we can have and see this change, they go with that person. Also, because Dr. Besigye had many turns and he was not succeeding, I will not blame him for stepping down and say, okay, I'm going to go with plan B. Tell people, that they can take back this nation. But all his platforms are closed. He's untrusted, he's disrespected, but also, even though he's seeing that, like Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi is rising, he cannot come out straight to say, I support him, because he's loyal to his party. But also, Bobi Wine or Robert is rising was not welcomed by many opposition. In the opposition, there is a lot of division. Many men and women are out there. They are claiming to be part of the opposition, but they are not supporting the rising star of the opposition. There is an internal war that has been waging ever since Bobi Wine rose up. They may not come out to say it, they see that he has risen up as the flag bearer of the opposition, but they will not come out to support him. But they are not fully against him, because all of them are looking for change and they want change, but they will not come out to support him. Now, that's a setback for the opposition. And at this time, all the oppositions are building their small kingdoms, their parties. You can support one president and still campaign for your member of parliaments or your different representatives in other areas of leadership. But that has not happened. I saw the possibility of Bobi Wine winning. Just a possibility. Why I'm saying it's a possibility is because the opposition, you've underestimated President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, he has everything the opposition doesn't have. He has been in power for so many years. He knows people. Even when you go to the deepest, to the grassroots of the villages, the communities, they know him. The rising star, Honorable Bobi Wine. People, the word people power, that enchantment has gone beyond the person of the Bobi Wine. People know people power, and they love people power, and they hear about the man behind people power, but they don't know him physically. And because President Yoweri Museveni is in charge, he is making sure that Bobi Wine doesn't get to all those places where he can be known. And that is going to be a setback. Now, opposition, do not underestimate the president. First of all, in the realm of the spirit, the president was put there by God. Because of the situation, because of what Uganda went through, people cried to God, and God said, I'm giving you the president. I'm giving you Museveni. And for that season, up to now, God has been with him. And God is still with him because God is the one who put him there. So, but this is what I hear in the spirit. It's not conclusive. I can only say it and we see what God does. I can't give you answers. I hear in the realm of the spirit at the time of President Yoweri Museveni, his administration, his regime, it's coming to an end. Now, it could be during this election. It could be in the next election. It could be anything. So don't jump to conclusion and attack him and use my words. I'm just telling you what I hear in the realm of the spirit. Somebody could say, isn't that obvious? He's becoming old. He can still rule until he cannot speak anymore. We saw what Mugabe did. So, there are two options Ugandans can use to take back their country. These are the safest option. The rest of options, they are not safe, because I saw young people being taken off the street, being taken out of their homes. And I said, God, why? And God said, they're going to try to use a system that put down the different regimes, like the regime in Egypt, like the regime in Sudan, and it's not going to work in Uganda. Because actually the soldiers, the police are not prepared to babysit the protesters or the demonstrators or the rioters. They are prepared for war. They're going to kill. They're going to arrest. They're going to terrorize. Remember, the Ugandan army, they have been living in peace for a long time. Some of the army officers, they've been having the guns and they've never used them. So this is going to be the opportunity. It's going to be manslaughter. It's going to be like a genocide. But we can prevent that from happening. We can prevent that from happening. So, one of the things God told me to tell you, Ugandans, don't think that riots and demonstrations are going to take Museveni off the power. They may end up doing so, but lots of lives, they're going to be lost. The question is, are you willing to see lots of lives lost for the president to step down, or for the international community? They're going to be watching and they're going to say whatever they say, but they will not come in until it's late. It's possible. And I'm not inciting violence, but you have to ask yourself these questions. Are you willing? Because I saw hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people dead. It will be like a civil war, a genocide. It will be so bad. So, in your option of getting rid of the regime, of this leadership, riots should be out of the equation. Because they're not going to allow you. They're more prepared to do that. You can try. But that's what I saw. I'm not saying what I saw is the conclusion. But if God showed me that and He sent me to warn you, take my warning. Can Bobby Wine win the election? The answer is yes. I saw the possibility of him winning. Only if you do two things. God put President Museveni as a president. God chose him. That's why he has been untouchable. That's why no matter what, he has been safe. He would have died of diseases. He would have died of coups and betrayal. But God is the one who has allowed him to be there. So that is already against anybody who's standing against President Museveni. But the advantage and the opportunity is you can talk to the same God who brought him to help you take him out. But also God has already told you his time, as in President Museveni, is coming to an end. I don't know how. I don't have the specifics. So whatever you do, don't lose yourself, because his time is not too long. Strengthen yourselves as parties. Strengthen yourselves. Strengthen your parties. Strengthen your leadership. Because the grounds are about to be leveled. I'm speaking this. If it's truly God saying, you'll see it. The challenge is, I don't know exactly what is going to happen and how it's going to happen. But who knew that President Omar Bashir, a young guy, will stand on the street and say the bread is expensive and it will be overthrown? But now that process, according to what I heard from the realm of the spirit, it will not work. At least right now. If it works, it will work at a high cost. That's what you need to ask yourself. Are you ready for that to happen? I can only tell you what I see, and then you choose. So, two options for Bobby Wine to win. There is another one, but more of political, more of internal, mobilization and stuff. I'll come to that one. Two, God. God can answer prayer. That's the first one. The second one, vote. In the past, many people have not gone to vote because they've said that Museveni is going to steal the votes anyway. Why do we vote? So I'm here to tell you, if all of you go and vote, if your winning is too high, it's hard to steal it. You'll still win. Now you'll be left with one part of the equation. Can he hand over power? Still, the answer to that is in your hands. The hands of the government and the hands of the people and God. But Museveni, you've never won him as opposition flat. It's always there. But this time, people, you can go and vote. And your vote can speak. At least win and let him refuse to give power. You'll be at an advantage. But if you lose and you say the election was unfair, you are at a disadvantage. Don't look at rioting as an option. No. Go vote. Your vote is an option. I know this message is not heard by only opposition. It's heard by people who are supporting the president as well. Because in my vision, I saw two people. I don't know about all other presidential candidates. I know them. But I saw two people standing out. Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi and President Museveni. They are the people that are going to show up. They're going to sound more. All the chaos and the peace is going to rotate around them. So I saw that. Can Bobi Wine win the election? Yes. If all of you go and vote. I know you enchant people's power. I know you go to his gathering. I know you sweep the roads. That's not enough. Museveni is at an advantage. Is still a president. He has all the money. Whatever he says happen. They can choose to kill people and say you killed people and produce an evidence. By the time you prove it, you lose interest. They can choose to block you from your rallies. They can allow you to do 1 or 2 rallies. If they choose that you will not go in the certain city, you will not go. But what happens when you have all those odds are against you? What happens? You come up with a different strategy. If you cannot get to the people, there are so many ways you can get to the people. And I want the people of opposition, specifically Honorable Kyagulanyi's camp, to think about other strategy in case you're not allowed to go to certain districts. You have people that are representing you in those districts. You have people that are supporting you in those districts. They don't even need to see you. Those people can campaign better. They can go on a grassroots and talk to door, talk to people. You can record your messages you want to give to people and they are given out and played. Because the police, the army, the president controls them and he can choose you not to do anything. So don't underestimate the president. He's not a piece of cake you toss around. He has all the resources. Even the people who chant people power, they chant people power and they want change because they're poor. You can choose to give them money and you'll do nothing. Regardless of the fact that you've told people, whatever they're giving you, eat it today, what about tomorrow? They give you a t-shirt. Imagine people have gone so low that a t-shirt causes them to support somebody. A t-shirt. So we have to think outside the box. But think about options that are peaceful. Because actually, in the realm of the spirit, Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi, he doesn't have any plan B. That's what I saw. He has only plan A. Go vote. President Yoweri Museveni is at another advantage because during COVID, he traveled around Uganda inspecting his projects. For him, he was partly campaigning without competition. Right now, he can sit and meet with 200 people. And he's at peace. And those 200 people also have resources because they've been serving under his government. They've earned a lot of money. They can do anything. They can pay everybody to come and fill up the stadium if they want. But if you don't want, so if you want to overcome him, you have one advantage. One advantage. You have people who are ready for change. People are ready to do anything. organize them. Organize them to go to the grassroots. So that the places where you will not be unable to go, there will be people who are going before you, for you. The people who want to change. People who know people power exists, but they don't even know who is behind people power. Anybody can come and tell them this is people power. And they agree. Young people, I repeat, go vote. Don't think about rioting. Don't think about demonstration. The army, the police, they're not prepared to babysit you to riot in a certain space. They're going to kill you. They're going to arrest you. It's going to be bloody. I pray for Uganda every day. And I'm praying for all of you, the leadership of President Yoweri Museveni, and for those who want to change. I think both sides have their rights. I will agree with you, the opposition, that this regime has been in power for so many years. Change is necessary. Change is necessary. But there is so many ways you can get people to vote. I like what Kyagulanyi keeps on telling people, go carry men and women, the older men and women. But when all those people leave your rally, they go do nothing. Let the committees, the people who are standing, representing you, continue to do the committees and they go door to door. That's why the president is doing. You might think he has no support. But his support is easy because he can buy it. He's winning, he can buy it. He's going to frustrate you, the opposition. They will not frustrate only you. They will frustrate even somebody who is not harmful. Like the youngest presidential candidate. He's also frustrated because he's the president. So if you forget that he's the president, you are wrong. He's the president. He has all the resources. He has all the resources in terms of security. He calls all the cards. Now, if you want the opposition to be the one to call the cards, you can organize better. But at the moment, there is division, there is selfishness. Even when other parties see that this person is leading, they cannot because maybe he's from a different tribe, he's young. All of those should be trashed out. If you want to work together to get this regime, to get this government out of power, you need to do better than that. You need to do. I like the energy the opposition, some of the opposition leaders have, like Bobby Wine. They can travel district. They can be frustrated with tear gas. They can drive on the road with the head up. Now, the problem is, or the challenge is, the president is seeing himself through Kyagulanyi 40 years ago. That's the way the president was. He was energetic. He could do anything. Kyagulanyi can do anything. Before we pray, I want to stress, Ugandans, don't riot. The army, the police is prepared. The army, the police is prepared not to babysit you or to protect you with your riot, but to kill you, to disperse you using any force. I saw people dying. I saw people being picked from the streets. And I saw the army and the police are choosing the opposition. They're going to choose the opposition for inciting violence, for being part of the people who are killing people. They're going to be, I see a lot of propaganda happening. So opposition, you can win by voting. You can win. Every district, every day, the president meets more than 200 people and send them to mobilize. They can ask for whatever money they want, and he can negotiate and give them money and go and buy the votes. There are so many people who want change, but they're waiting for you to go to them and tell them change is possible. and tell them changes you, changes your vote. I want to appeal to men and women who are around the leading opposition candidate, Bobi Wine. Take your battles to the grassroots. Go door to door. Let the Honorable record videos for you. Take them and let people listen and watch, because they're going to block him. One more final thing I saw. Honorable, I don't know whether you'll ever watch this video, but if you ever, this is what is going to happen to you. Whatever processions you do, they're recording. They're monitoring you. When the election is done, you're going to court. You need to start preparing for your defense, because they're going to drag you to court. And if the judges are politically motivated, the cases will drag on and on and on. Right now, they're letting you do some of the processions that are managed because they control many, they disperse many, but they're monitoring you. Even when your processions may not bring COVID. Because as much as COVID exists, whatever is happening is a revolution, and whatever is happening is political. They're not going to allow you go around and do whatever you want and tell people, even though you are a presidential candidate. COVID is their greatest weapon. They're going to use it, and they will make the world believe whatever the world wants, because they have all the news agencies. They can, right now, the president can fire, the government, the police, the army can fire a news anchor or a journalist from any TV station, and you will do nothing. So, two options: God and your vote. Can Honorable Kyagulanyi win? Yes. Only if you vote in big numbers. It's going to be a collective effort. What the president did, I don't know the entire story, but I think when he went to the bush, he was a good mobilizer. He mobilized men. He got people who were resourceful, and he engaged them. You guys, you're resourceful. I've seen how you've taken off. So I've seen how you've taken over the social media platforms. I've seen that. And if you control the social media, you broadcast everything live, the world is watching, what more can you see? There's hundreds of people who have no internet in Uganda. They will not see. We who see what you do, maybe we don't even vote. We're not going to vote. We can't vote. You want the people on the grassroots to see what is happening, to hear what you have to say. Because as much as people want change, they also want peace. So the army, the police may end up doing violence through you to show the public that you're not peaceful. And people will say, we cannot vote you. We are seeing political unrest in our country. So the government has all the cards. The Electoral Commission is not neutral. They are independent, but they are limited because they cannot command the police. They will give the police an instruction. They can actually write and request. And then the president can say, or the chief of the army can say, don't let him to go to that venue. You will not go. But how can you get to the venue without you get to the venue? The ball is in your hands. There's so many districts every now and then they will slow you down because you're running so fast. But also, the people who come to the rallies, they're not all the people in the villages. So don't be excited over the number of people on the rally. Some of those people in the rally, they don't all support you. Some may be supporting, the government. So I'm just a messenger. Don't shoot. Don't abuse. Listen and see what is right. Take it, and what is not right, leave it. But I want to discourage you. Do not go on riots. I see blood. I see death. I see people being kidnapped. I see jails full. They're already full. But I see even them getting provisional facilities to receive people come. Uganda, I think you can do it. Go vote. Doesn't matter who you support. I'm not here to campaign for anybody. I'm here just to speak the mind of God and what I think. I'm here to give counsel as a spiritual leader. I'm here to encourage you. If you support Bobi Wine, you can do more than standing at the rally park. You can go and talk to people door to door. They actually, people have accused or they have alleged that Bobi Wine has a lot of help from abroad. I don't think so. He knew that this was happening. He has been saving his money to move around, and he's running out of money. He has to depend on people and a few volunteers. He's just a determined fella. That's the same way President was. So Bobi Wine is a bigger threat to NRM. Many NRM members, many governmental members, they will not understand. But the president, deep within him, he knows, because that's the way he was. At the moment, what I see is Bobi Wine has one option. Go vote. The rest of the option, people say, they're not true. That's according to me. I might be wrong. But it doesn't mean that there will not be options that come, depending on the result of the voting or the elections. So, because the president is the smartest guy in the arena of politics, he knows better than anybody what Bobi Wine can do, because he was that age. He had similar and big ambitions. He chose a different way. Bobi Wine is choosing this way, but even this way can give Bobi Wine a victory. If Ugandans know that words are not enough, words don't bring somebody into, leadership. A vote and the corrective effort can bring somebody into leadership. My prayer is going to be, let there be peace. I pray for our President Yoweri Museveni. I believe he has done a great job. And regardless whether his time is soon, because that's what I see, his time has come to an end for the leadership. And it may not be now, it may be later, it may be in the future, it may be 10 years from now. God is now is different from our now. Whatever is going to happen tomorrow, to God, it has already happened. So when he say now, it might be our tomorrow. It might be our year. Because remember, one day, according to Psalms 90, one day of God is 1,000 years here. So when God say now, it might have happened in the realm of the spirit already. So, whatever happened in this election, as long as you are healthy and alive, there are more things that are to come that you will see. Don't lose the hope. Don't lose the faith. But you can change whatever's happening now by you going to vote. Many of you are following processions, but you're not voters. Many of you, you've determined, will show support, but will not get involved in the vote because it's going to reach election. No, Go vote in big numbers against him if you don't want him or if you don't want this government. Let them say, we'll not give up the government. Either now or in the future, you will get the government. I think one of the reasons why Ugandans lost hope in Dr. Kiza, it's because he said, we're not going to stand for election. I'm not going to stand for election. I'm going with Plan B. And he did not present the Plan B. I know Plan B cannot be discussed, but there is no much Plan B. His plans are still good to educate people, to rise up and fight the regime and take their power back. But right now, he's at his weakest link because the platform he used to have, he no longer has it. He's still a respected political leader, and he's not going to support Bobi Wine because he has his party to carry. He's the founder of the party. So that's where the opposition is caught in a corner. Because imagine if Dr. Kiza joins Bobi Wine and they move around the country, it will even be powerful. Imagine if Honorable Dr. Mao does the same. Imagine if General Tumukunde does the same. Imagine if General Muntu does the same. So there are so many places they've been because they are not limited. There are places where General Muntu has gone door to door and Bobi Wine has not been able to go door to door. They cannot allow him. He's the biggest threat they ever have. His words are revolutionary. His words can overthrow the government. So the government has to put a barrier. Let me pray with you guys. If I've said anything and it has stumbled any, I'm sorry. I've just spoken my mind. I'm not on anybody's side. I'm just a concerned Ugandan. I'm a spiritual leader who thinks I should have a say without choosing sides. I've spoken a lot about the president and Honorable Kyagulanyi because those, in my vision, those are the two people I see more. The rest I don't know. Should I say you're wasting time? No, you're building your party. But the time you're wasting is to say that you're campaigning for presidency. There are two people that are going to feature, not only now, even time to come, if they're both still alive. Those two people, actually I saw Noop rising up as one of the greatest party. It may not be in this election, it might be in many elections to come. That party is going to grow and grow and grow. It's going to be a competitor of NRM. So NRM, tighten your belt. Nope, reorganize yourselves. Don't underestimate NRM. They're in charge. They call all the shots and the cards. That's the advantage. Father, in the name of Jesus, I lift up my hands before you. I commit Uganda into your hands. I commit the elections, the upcoming election into your hands. My prayer is that may your angels build a wall of protection around Ugandans. I speak peace. Let the election be free and fair. Let the election be peaceful. Father, whatever the results, you choose a leader. You chose the president. And you've said his time is coming to an end. I don't know how, but I pray for him. I pray for long life. Let him live long. Let his family live long. I pray for all the opposition leader, Honorable Kyagulanyi. My prayer is that may you strengthen him. May you give him wisdom, like the wisdom of David. May you give him the grace. If he's your choice, establish him in the right way and the right time. If this is the time, thank you, Lord. But above all, I pray for peace between the opposition and the ruling government. I pray for our economy. May the economy of Uganda rise. May that fuel sell. May the fuel industry grow. In the name of Jesus. If this video has blessed you, may you subscribe and like. Go vote. Go and vote. Divisions will not help us. Discriminations will not help us. Vote. I'd like also to, as a spiritual leader, I'd like to ask the police and the army. Sometime when, like, the opposition leaders are passing through the city, don't stop them, don't tear gas them. Let them go through. Let them wave on the people and continue. If that's not where they're supposed to do the procession, their rally, let them continue. Don't tear gas people on the side of the road, because sometimes I know the army and the police, you're just shooting people. Some of those people are innocent. Because if I didn't know that a presidential candidate is going to pass, and I've gone to the shop to buy something, and you just shoot, and you can accidentally shoot me. Unless you close the Star City, that whoever is on the street, they're part of a procession. But there's some innocent lives. Let the candidate pass through. If you shoot in the sky. Don't destroy people's things. I know as a security agency, you have a role to play, but don't stop shooting in the lives of the people. Don't just shoot. Not everybody is rioting. Not everybody is on the procession. Some people actually have come to do their business, and then the presidential candidates are passing through. Be fair. Be fair. The OP, the COVID, rules were broken already. But there is a way you can enforce it. Because the more you hold people around, it can also be a risk. If it's passing through, let the leaders pass through. Let them wave and go without stopping. Let them go to their campaign venue. I've seen some of the campaigns, you've done it. And there was no tear gas. The leaders pass through. You tell them, I'll let you wave as you go. Don't stopping. Stay blessed. I'm looking forward to talk to you. Join me every Saturday at 7:30 Australian time and Ugandan time, midday. I'm always live preaching the gospel. I'm not political. So unless God tells me to say something, you will not hear me saying anything. But every now and then, maybe God will tell me, talk about this, and I'll come and tell you. Stay blessed. Shalom, shalom, shalom. God bless you. Peace.
Awaken TV. Christ alive, hope renewed, purpose revealed, victory ignited.